Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Hurricane Irma paralyzes the state of Florida. I'm Courtney Zabowski in Miami. Coming up, the rescue and recovery efforts as the rebuilding process begins.
And the Rainbow Hotel on Bozeman's 7th Street is undergoing extensive renovations. Coming up, how the new owners plan new additions to grow the Midtown community. Good morning. Coming up on 6:31, I'm Missy O'Malley. Chet will have our forecast. Matt will be doing evening weather tonight. Millions are still without power in Florida as residents there are waking up, assessing the damage done by Irma. And it's not just Florida. From Georgia to South Carolina, the storm has left behind massive flooding and destruction. Courtney Zabowski is in Miami, where slowly efforts are underway to get back to normal.
Irma may have been downgraded, no longer a hurricane, but it still caused massive flooding and damage Monday. Cars are underwater in Charleston, South Carolina. Savannah, Georgia suffered a similar fate, as did Jacksonville, Florida, where storm surge brought some of the worst flooding the area has ever seen.
Jacksonville's a beautiful place, and we're really bummed to see this happen, but I'm sure we'll come together and make everything right.
From Daytona Beach on Florida's east coast to Bonita Springs on the west, no part of the peninsula was spared.
It's just flooding. It just won't stop. It just keeps coming up.
Both Florida senators got an aerial view of the Keys Monday, some of which are still closed off.
Clearly, there's a lot of work ahead. It's going to be a long time before life is back to normal in the Keys.
Here at Miami International Airport, things will take a step towards normal. Crews spent the day here yesterday doing damage assessment and have decided to reopen today with limited service. Power in Florida is a lingering issue. More than 7 million homes and businesses lost it, about 65% of the state. Utilities say some will likely remain in the dark for weeks. Courtney Zabowski for CBS News, Miami.
Now, Disney World and Universal Orlando will reopen today with their regular hours. SeaWorld and Busch Gardens both will remain closed while continuing to assess the damage. The staff did say, though, that the animals are doing just fine. Wow.
And apparently Disney World has power.
That's
unlike 65% of the rest of the state.
Happiest place on earth.
There you go. Because they have electricity and air conditioning in some of those places. 92 forecast high in Miami today. Here's what she looks like now. Irma is inland, still causing some rain showers up along the eastern seaboard there. It's just going to be one of those wet kind of days. Back here at home, a lot of nothing for now. That will change. I'll have that forecast coming up in 10 minutes. Meantime, right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s, 36 in West Yellowstone. And like I said earlier, remember 40s and 50s because those could be daytime highs. Detailed forecast in 10 minutes. Thank you, Chet. Looking at some news from around the state. 2 women died after a head-on crash on Sunday near Glacier International Airport. The Flathead County Sheriff says Holly Richards of Bozeman was the driver of that vehicle. It crossed the center line and struck Linda Contreras' vehicle head-on. Now, both women were pronounced dead at the scene, both 40 years old. Contreras was from Riverside, California. And a 57-year-old Billings man was killed in a rollover accident on Interstate 90 west of Cardwell on Sunday afternoon. The Montana Highway Patrol reports that the victim lost control of his Jeep Cherokee when a rear tire failed. The Jeep went across the median and overturned into the westbound lane. The passenger, a 72-year-old man from Billings, was injured. And a woman was mauled by a grizzly bear north of Gardner on Saturday. It happened on a private ranch in the Tom Minor Basin. And according to Fish, Wildlife and Parks, the woman and 2 other people were near a cow carcass when she was attacked. The woman laid on her stomach to protect herself while the bear bit her legs and her back. People she was with used bear spray to stop that bear. And short-term rental ordinance received a green light from Bozeman City Commissioners on Monday evening. Starting on December 1st, renters will have to register with the city and be inspected. Part of the ordinance also states that no new rental places that are not lived in full-time or at least a majority of the year will be allowed. And a lightning-caused fire that started on Sunday has scorched 30 acres of the Crazy Mountains. The Blacktail Fire and Forest Service land in Moore County is making a run in the rugged terrain and is putting up smoke columns that can be seen for miles. Fire officials say that there is no threat to Park County at this time. Smoke jumpers are on the scene east of Loco Mountain.
Helicopter has also been assigned to the fire. There are reportedly numerous snags and dead trees fueling the fire, making it a challenge for firefighters. Officials are asking the public to not report to dispatch. They're receiving many calls about that fire. Always good to help out, but they are on that one. Fire management officials at the 135,000-acre Rice Ridge fire are working on a huge back-burning operation on the south side of that fire, north of Ovando. Now, they hope to limit the likelihood that this blaze will be making damaging runs south. MTN's Augusta McConnell takes us to that fire line.
Between 4,500 and 6,000 acres span between the west to east perimeters from Black Canyon Creek to Cave Creek. The backburning begins at the fire line and will slowly crawl south until it approaches Forest Service Road 477. This is mostly National Forest land, but it is right next to the Blackfoot Clearwater Game Range to the west.
As we would like to start up here if we can and gradually bring this fire down and get a low intensity burn so we're not trying to kill the forest and get a high mortality rate.
Sunday, they fired 3 ridges that run north to south and will back the fire down the sides of those mountains. Crews spent the end of last week building a sheltered fuel break that reaches 100 feet north of the 477 road. They want this 6-mile line to stop the Rice Ridge fire.
And then when it gets closer to the road, we will start doing what we call hand firing and take crews, and they'll light this by hand along the road, progressing to the east.
Fire managers say that bringing the fire to them and meeting it on their terms minimizes risk to the firefighters on the front line. Reporting from the Rice Ridge fire, I'm Augusta McDonald for MTN News.
Now, to let you know, KBZK, KXLF, and our Montana Television Network stations across the state have partnered with the Montana Community Foundation to create the Montana Wildfire Relief Fund. This is your chance to help out our fellow Montanans who are victims of these disastrous fires. In order to donate, you can head over to our websites /wildfirefund. You can also make your contribution online or get the information on how to mail it in. Our MTN stations will match the first $50,000 in donations. So please take advantage of this opportunity to make a big difference for our neighbors across our state. In other news this morning, you may have noticed that the Rainbow Motel on the corner of 7th and Peach in Bozeman is going through renovation processes. As MTN's Morgan Davies shows us, the owners of the motel have big plans in mind.
The rooms at the Rainbow Motel may be down to the bare minimum now, but they won't be staying that way for long.
So our vision is mid-century modern, very Palm Springs feel, with that great architecture, with a little Montana feel as well.
Fulper and her sister are heading the project and felt that there was a need for a boutique motel in Bozeman.
We're really growing with the community. The community is growing where we have a lot of outside influence and a lot of new companies moving in. And I think this is what they want. They want these great little eateries, these great boutiques where they can send their guests. We also think there is a market for millennials traveling that want a unique experience. And that's what we want to bring to them.
The new motel, which will be called the RSVP, is right in the middle of the Midtown development.
You know, Midtown Bozeman is going to be the new place to be. I think it's really easy off the interstate and it's really easy to park and get around, so that's key.
The pool will be staying on site to accommodate guests staying in any of the 41 rooms, but a cafe will be added along with an event center.
It's going to be a lot of great organic smoothies, grab-and-go salads, wraps, a lot of that great health food trends that are happening all over the country. We want to bring that again to Bozeman. I think meeting space is also an interesting time for us where people are also looking for a group of 50 in a unique environment versus the standard boardroom that we've all been to.
The renovations are set to be completed in March of 2018. Reporting in Bozeman, Morgan Davies, MTN News.
So glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday morning. Up next, it's our Montana-made product of the week, and today we're talking craft beer. You're going to want to stay here for this one. But right now, a quick look at the headlines at 7 a.m. at CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, we're in Florida's worst hit areas where Irma leveled homes and businesses. And we go on a National Guard mission to St. Martin, where more than 6,000 Americans had to be rescued. We'll see you right at 7.